Now we are driving behind another car, and there are some things that we need to keep in mind. We need to have a safety distance to the car in front of us, which is 2 driving seconds. Now the 2 driving seconds are only in good weather conditions like today. If the weather is bad, then the distance needs to be longer. Now we are the car in front, so we need to make sure that we are driving according to the conditions and the speed sign as well. And when we have to do something, for example, make a right or a left turn, it's important that you don't do it fast, but we do it in a way so he will understand that we are going this way. We can see that the car in front of us is not driving according to the speed. So let's start an overtake. I'll make my observations, mirror, shoulder, and I don't have to indicate. So when I can see the car that I'm overtaking in my rear mirror, I'll make another observation and come back in my lane. And we're not allowed to exceed the speed limit when we're overtaking. We still have to drive according to the speed sign. So that's how we complete successful overtaking. At this moment, we are driving towards a speed restricted area. Now we can see in front of us that the first sign, oh, that was a pedestrian. We just have to stop for her. She has first priority. Even though she's on the left side, she still has first priority. Because this is a small pedestrian crossing. If it was a big pedestrian crossing, there would have been an aisle in the middle. So back to this sign. We're driving on a road that is narrowing on both sides. And the recommended speed is 40 kilometers per hour. Normally I would go to the right here because I can't see what's going on in front of me. So I'll drive less than 40. Once I can see, I will increase the speed to 40. So now we can see nobody's coming in front of us. So we go with 40. If somebody would come toward us, then we will go to the right side. They will go to the right side as well, and both cars will pass. But before we go to the right side, we have to make an observation. Now I can see there's coming a van in front of me, so I'll make my observation and go to the right, give him space. Once we're passing each other, I will make another observation and go back into the middle. And now I have to come back in my own lane. I'll make an observation and come back in my own lane. So this road is speed restricted to 40 kilometers per hour. That means we can take the speed bump with a speed close to 40 kilometers per hour. We don't have to decrease the speed that much. So we're driving towards an area where there are some signs that are showing us there's a speed bump at 50 meters. Now the allowed speed is 50 kilometers per hour, but that would be too much for the speed bump. So reduce the speed to 35. And once I'm over the bump, I'll continue again. I'll reach the speed of 50, but 60 now. In front of me, I can see there's a pedestrian crossing, but at the moment I can't see if there are any pedestrians. So I'll go with a good speed, which is 40 here. And once I get a good overview, I will continue with the maximum allowed speed. But the bus here is blocking my view, so I have to reduce the speed, and then I'll speed up again. It's really important that if there are any obstacles that is blocking our view, then we reduce the speed to see if somebody's standing on the right or the left side. We are driving on a road where there are obstacles in our lane. So before I go around the obstacle, I have to make an observation to the left. And I go slightly to the left. I keep a good distance to the car. And then I make an observation to the right, and I'll come back to the right, which is my own lane. So here, there is space for 2 cars. I'll make my observation, go around the parked cars. Once again, I'll keep a good distance to the parked cars. If there is any oncoming traffic, I'll reduce the speed and get closer to the car. And it's really important that I still keep a good distance to the cars. At this point, there won't be any space for 2 cars. So if somebody was coming, I had to go into the right and wait until they have passed. The reason why that is that that the obstacles are in my lane, so I have the duty. We are driving to a speed restricted area. So here, speed limit is 30. So you can't go faster than 30. And it's really close to Roskilde Centrum, so maybe it's not even possible to go 30. But I'll adjust my speed if the surroundings change. We're driving towards a speed restricted area and it's a 30 zone. So the obstacle is in our lane. I have to make an observation before I go to the left. I have to make an observation before I go to the right. If somebody was coming, then the one who has the obstacle has to wait or give way to the other. Now this was a short zone. We can see 30 finishes here. And then the speed limit would be 50. But I'm still driving in a residential area, so I won't go all the way up to 50, I will stay around 40. We are driving towards an obstacle, and we can see on the right side, there's a sign that shows us that we don't have first priority. So if somebody was coming, we would have to stop. Once again, we're reaching an obstacle and we can see in front of us the blue sign. The blue sign shows us that we have first priority and nobody's coming in front of us, so I'll just drive. But even though we have first priority, we still need to see the oncoming traffic is going to stop for us. If they choose not to stop, then we'll just wait. We are driving towards a walking street. And the sign below the walking street is showing me that driving is allowed. So I'll drive around 15 kilometers per hour, but I still have to pay special attention to pedestrians because they have first priority. As you can see, we have pedestrians on the road, so be very cautious. So now we are exiting the walking street, where we were allowed to drive 15 kilometers per hour. The speed limit will change to 50 kilometers per hour. Before we exit, we have absolute duty. Make sure nobody's coming from right or left, and then I'll proceed. Now in front of us, we have bus stop. So there can either be a bus pocket or a bus lane. If it's a bus pocket, we're allowed to go through it. So in front of us, there's a bus pocket. So I'm go through it, make my observation to see if somebody's overtaking me on the left side, and I'll proceed. We are entering play and residential area. Now the speed limit here is 15 kilometers per hour. And we have to pay special attention to kids playing on the road. We are going to exit the play and residential area, so the speed limit on 15 kilometers per hour stops. But before we exit it, we have absolutely giveaway duty. And afterwards, the speed limit will be 50 again, unless something else is showing.